Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel in partnership with sharpbetting.co.uk, your home for all your betting tips and expert analysis for a number of different sports, football, basketball, horse racing, and most importantly, boxing. So yeah, please, if you're a big sports fan and like the occasional bet, make sure to check out sharpbetting.co.uk in the description below. It's me, Noel, just here giving a quick reaction to the huge news that was announced last night after the main event that Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, the super fight, is confirmed now for September 12th of this year in the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, the news came immediately in the aftermath of Canelo's win against William Skull in a fight that's not going to win fight of the year contender, that's for sure. Yeah, very underwhelming fight, but as soon as that one was over, Canelo, unanimous decision winner. Terence Crawford enters the ring, the two face off, and Turkey Al-Sheikh confirms that this is going ahead now, talked about now for a long time, officially confirmed September 12th, Allegiant Stadium, and yeah, absolute mega fight between two pound for pound stars of the sport. You've got Canelo Alvarez, two-time undisputed super middleweight champion now. You've got Terence Crawford, multiple weight undisputed champion, moving up now two weight divisions, and yeah, it's a big fight, no doubt about it. On paper, it's a super fight. Um, two mega stars, as I say. It's gonna sell out the Allegiant Stadium. It's gonna make tons of money. Two huge names, but in terms of a stylistic matchup, I don't like it. I've never liked it. The fight, even when it was getting rumored, when it was getting talked about. I just, I don't think it's a good idea for Terence Crawford to take the fight, even though the paycheck he's going to earn is going to be monumental. He is a supremely talented fighter. I just think he's biting off more than he can chew here to move up two weight divisions, not with no tune-up fight either at 168 to face the best in that division. I just don't think it's going to work out well for him, even though Canelo, he's been a pro 20 years now, a lot of wear and tear on the body. He has slowed down compared to kind of his prime years, but I just think, there's weight classes for a reason. He's not, Crawford's not jumping up to face a good 168, he's stepping up to face an absolutely elite all-time 168 pounder and Canelo Alvarez. Although Crawford is a genius himself, we've seen an absolute boxing genius, probably the best fighter in the world. Um, the names he's beaten, world-class operators that he's making look like don't even belong in the ring with him. I just think this is too much. This is too much. I think it's too much of a jump, even for a legend, a genius like Terence Crawford. A great big guy will beat a great little guy 99 times out of 100. And I think it's no difference here. As much as Canelo has slowed down, I don't think he's slowed down to the rate that Terence Crawford could spring what will be a huge upset here. Although I can see a lot of people picking Terence Crawford to win. And then you look at it on the other side, you'd say of all the fighters that could do it in the world today, make that jump and win, you'd probably back Terence Crawford out of anybody. But yeah, not for me. I just think it's too much of a jump. Um, yeah, too much of a leap. And as I say, Canelo hasn't slowed to the degree that Terence Crawford could come up from 154 and beat him, in my opinion. As good as he is, he'll have the kind of the IQ advantage, the better footwork. But yeah, apart from that, Canelo's just too big and too strong for to lose to someone like Terence Crawford at 168 pounds, in my opinion. If he was to pull it off, um, it'd be right up there. It'd be Leonard Hagler levels of upset and of win. It'd rank so highly, and it'd cement Crawford's place as the greatest fighter of his generation. If he was to pull it off, it really would. I don't see how you could argue against him being the best fighter of this generation if he's done what he's done already and then goes up to 168 with no tune-up and beats Canelo Alvarez to become undisputed super middleweight champion. It'd be extraordinary. So yeah, I can't see it happening. I don't think Crawford has much of a chance here. And as big as the fight is, as much of a super fight as it is for name value and the spectacle of it will be extraordinary. It's a little bit disappointing when you consider. I don't think either fighter needed to take this fight for anything other than money. And legacy wise, there was a lot more kind of to take care of from both fighters around their own weight classes, not fighting each other. You've got Canelo, of course, a long time. A lot of people wanted him to fight David Benavidez, still do. Benavidez, of course, proven now that he doesn't really need Canelo Alvarez. He's forging his own legacy at 175. But if Canelo goes, his whole career, if he retires without fighting David Benavidez, there will be a bit of an asterisk against his name for how long the fans were clamoring for Benavidez seen as his biggest threat in and around his weight class. Of course, outside of Bivol or Beterbiev, Bivol's already beat him, obviously, but Benavidez Canelo is the fight we need to see. That will do more. Like you mentioned, Crawford, has it all to kind of gain and nothing to lose, really. Canelo has nothing to gain from beating a super welterweight and everything to lose. So it's a lot of kind of pressure on Canelo's shoulders to get this done. If he was to lose to Crawford, he's lost to a 37-year-old, former lightweight, really, I know he's coming up from super welterweight, but he's lost to a smaller man, 37 years old. Yeah, and then if he wins, you've just beat a super welterweight coming up two weight divisions in his first fight at super middleweight. So yeah, nothing to gain, everything to lose for Canelo. And the opposite for Terence Crawford. It's a bit of a free hit, but Terence Crawford himself had plenty of legacy defining fights around his weight class that I would have loved to see. You've got the likes of Duran Ennis, coming up from welterweight. You've got 154, the other fighters in a stacked 154-pound division. Sebastian Fundora, Tim Tszyu, Murdazaliev, those type of names would have done a lot more for, would have been more kind of intriguing fights than a fight against Canelo Alvarez. Which I just can't see him winning. So it's unfortunate, and he is 37 now. Time is running out for more of them fights around his weight class at 154, and same for Canelo. These two are coming towards the end of their career, and it'll be interesting to see how, what's next after this fight, no matter who wins or loses. Yeah, but I can't see any way Terence Crawford wins this fight. I think it's too much of a leap against too big of a challenge, too much of a leap against too much of an elite fighter for even the likes of Terence Crawford to win. It's a step too far for even a genius like him. But yeah, the spectacle should be entertaining. A super fight, name value, it's an absolute mega fight. Do incredible business in Las Vegas. The build up will be phenomenal. It's always good to get mega fights, between two pound for pound greats. So that should be entertaining. But in terms of the fight itself, I don't give Crawford a chance here, to be honest. And that might be being so disrespectful to a genius like him, but it just is what it is. It's a bridge too far. But yeah, that's just my quick reaction to the news, the huge news that broke last night that Canelo Alvarez will defend his undisputed super middleweight titles against Terence Crawford, the multi-weight king. Crawford coming up two weight divisions, September 12th, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Absolute mega fight, the biggest fight of the year. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with my assessment? Do you give Crawford a chance? Do you think Crawford will win? I know a lot of people probably pick Crawford to win. Let us know what you think. Get involved down below. Yeah, please drop a like on the video. We'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBR Boxing. Follow us on all social media. And of course, check out the lads at sharpbetting.co.uk in the description below. Until next time, take care.